You're watching the Line Makers exclusively on SportingNews.com, presented by Jack Daniels.
Folks, we got an AFC West game to get ready for. It's San Diego at Denver, and we've got some line movement to discuss, fellas. Let's start with Denver opening 7 up to 7.5. The total in the game was 50.5, down to 48.5. Let's just talk about Denver. Let's start with the Broncos, Kenny. With each passing week, more of a rapport. They just seem to be more comfortable in their own skin. They dodged a big scare. Thomas looked like he blew a knee out. That would have been devastating for the Broncos, but a good road win, and they look good.
Manning looked like he almost blew a knee out, too, on a run that he had to slide on. So they were very fortunate that he didn't injure himself because he is the real deal. Everybody knew that. Everybody was wondering how long it would take him. It took him about 3 weeks. And Ricky, he's been incredible. His stats this year are as good as they've ever been in his entire career.
I agree, Kenny, and I criticized him the first 3 weeks. You could see he couldn't throw down the field, but he sure can now. Broncos have scored the second most points in the league to the Patriots and won 4 in a row. San Diego's lost 4 out of 5. It's a big game for the Chargers coming in at 4-5. Next week they get the Ravens, so this is a rematch of that Monday night game, guys, where it was 24-0 Chargers. And
right.
Denver came back and beat them 35-24.
Both teams are 6-3 to the over, and I know you like the over, and we're kind of doing a double take on that. Numbers come down. The weather looks fine. It seems like it's going to be clear and pristine conditions. I guess the one thing I would say, Ricky, Rivers has been an abomination with some of the brain-dead throws he makes, and you know, having them return back for touchdowns, that's a different animal. But I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's making a lot of dumb decisions.
The last 2 weeks, he's been much better aside from 2 throws. The pick at the end of the half 2 weeks ago when he went 18 out of 20.5. And the pick 6 he threw last week, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have thrown that ball. I mean,
terrible.
It was a 10-yard throw, and a guy standing there wide open. He hit him right in the numbers for a pick 6.
And at the time, a field goal gave him the lead.
Right, but other than that, he's been terrific the last couple of weeks. And I don't understand the move on the total. Broncos are averaging 34 a game in their last 4 games, and this series has a history of going over without Peyton Manning being on the field. 5 of the last 6 have gone over, the 5 of the last 6 times they played. So I'm leaning towards this being a shootout.
Could I ask you then, he's asking, he doesn't understand, could it possibly be we're beyond the halfway point of the season and it's a division game and intensity kind of gets knocked up a touch?
Well, it's a high total. And Denver's defense has really looked good. They're hitting. They're flying all over the field. They're making plays. But I agree with Ricky. I think it's a must-win game for San Diego. Denver doesn't want to lose another game. They want home field advantage, so they're going to play hard. Looking at what Norv Turner's done in the division last 5 years, he's 9-4-2 to the over. He's 18-9-2 to the over on the road the last 3 years. It just looks like a game that they go back and forth like the first game of the year.
One question I have, guys, this is the largest spread the Broncos have had to cover all year. 7.5, you think it's still going up higher, Kenny?
It may go up, and I think it's too high. I think 7.
I think it's too high
I think it's way too high. I think there's value with the Chargers in this game, and there's value in the over.
We follow your lead. We, I'll put our 2 cents in with power ratings. Going on the road, winning in Carolina, that's a tough trip. They went in there and they looked very good doing it. What have you done from the beginning of the season to this point, Denver's power rating?
Well, I started with the 10% off of Peyton Manning's power rating to begin the season, which was 2.5 points. And after 3 weeks, I was able to take that away, and I'm using the exact power rating I gave him at the beginning of the year. That's what he's playing to.
All right. It's an AFC West showdown. It's Denver hosting San Diego, and this is the Line Makers on Sporting.